All right. Hello, everybody. Uh, this is activity 124, basic inputs. This video is kind of long, so there are two parts to it. There will be part one and part two. I believe I'm going to try to cover step 8, 13, 19, and hopefully 25. If not, um, we'll go up to 19. Okay. Um, all right. So you should already know how to get to my PLTW. So you should try to get to this. You were looking for activity 1.2.4 basic inputs, programming, robot C. And so let's move on and scroll down here. We can skip 1, 2, 3, 4, and we will start with this. Um, what you want to do is open one of your old ones. Let's say the 1, 2, 3 part 4. And what we're going to do, we're going to go to File, Save As, and now we're going to call this 124 um, part 1. Okay, and we're going to click Save. We're going to delete all of these so that we don't confuse. So since you know that the programming begins between the curly braces, we can start deleting that. We don't need that anymore. The pseudocode, we can delete that. Remember, do not delete these symbols right here because that means it's a comment. Anything between that is a comment. Okay. It's 124 part 1 and using the bump switch. Okay. Uh, Here, task description, use the bump switch to turn on the motor. All right, that's the bell. Okay. So anyway, pseudocode. So if you read this, save this file. It's just telling you to make this connection. So we can skip all that, and we're gonna go to number 6. This is the one I'm checking. Okay. We're gonna copy this and then paste it in our code. Bump switch until bump. So what's going to happen here is that you're going to press the bump switch. It will start the motor at half speed, and then it will go for 5 seconds, and then it will stop. So the motor is not going to turn on until you hit the bump switch. Okay. So here, hit bump switch. Um, Start the motor at half speed. Use it for 5 seconds, right? And then stop. Okay. Because the pseudocode for this is basically that in words. Okay, remember the pseudocode is usually written before you actually do the coding. Okay, and then wait 5 seconds. Oh, sorry, we already have 5 seconds there up there, so we don't have to type that. And stop the right motor. Okay, all right. So from here, you want to go to fix formatting, save it, and then compile to check for errors, and then download to robot. Let's see if this will work. Press start, nothing should happen. Okay, very good. So you can see that green highlight. That green highlight is the next move after I press the bump switch. Okay, it's not necessarily the move that's on right now. So this is the bump switch here. So if I press that, that will turn on for 5 seconds and then it will stop. There you go, and that's the code. And so you should get checked for that. That's step 8. That's part of the assignment. And now step 13 is the next one. Okay, so let's go to PLTW. Here it's just showing you, telling you how to, what to put, um, how to run the program. And this is step 13. So A124 part 2. Okay. And this is the pseudocode we're going to use. So we're going to copy that. And then we're going to change this. Actually, let's change the, save this. Go to file, save as, part 2, click save. And yes, everything checks out. This is part 2. We can keep the same stuff, okay? But the pseudocode we need to change. We're still using the bump switch, okay? So the pseudocode is really the important one. The task description, that could be something very short, but enough that we know what's happening, okay? We're gonna delete the code that we're gonna keep it for now. Let's see if we need it later. So pseudocode, wait for the bump switch to be bumped. Note that the bump occurs when a switch is pressed and released and not simply pressed and held. So there's a big difference. This is press and release. This is press and hold. So we want press and release, okay? So we're gonna use until bump for that one. Both motors turn on at half speed, half power until the sensor is bumped again. All right. So we'll focus on these two lines. So we're gonna start the motor, and we're gonna start the left motor also. So we're gonna copy this one, and we're gonna put left also. We're gonna put left here, not also. Now, where do you get the bump switch? Until bump. You need to go to natural language, and you're gonna see here until, and you're gonna see until bump. Not until bump, until bump. Okay. There's actually, is there another one? It just says a bump switch. Usually there's a delay time here. Usually we put, I think, 250 or 200. So let me show you that later because we have to bump that switch again anyway. So motor at half speed, the right motor. This one will be the left motor at half speed also because they're supposed to start at the same time. So this is the left and this is the right. Okay. And then it will stop once we bump the switch again. So I'm going to click until bump. I'm going to try and use this one. Sensor port, bump switch. That's the name of that sensor. Delay time, we usually put 250. With my students, I put 250. It's just a delay so that, because when you press the bump switch right here, sometimes it reads 2 presses instead of 1. So you put a delay to separate out the signals. Then you're going to, oops, sorry. All right, so we're gonna press the bump switch again, 250, and then what do you call this? Should turn on. Okay, it's gonna go in reverse. So we're gonna hit the bump switch, copy that, and then the motors will go in reverse. Yeah, half speed. So we're gonna take this, okay, and it'll be negative because it's reverse. And we can put here 3.5 seconds. Okay, and then we're gonna stop the motor. Let's see, we have to put a wait time here because we wanna the 3 seconds. Oh, I'm sorry, 3.5. Okay, and then it'll stop. We'll stop the right motor, and also we want to stop the left motor. So we need to copy this, and then this one also. Change that. Okay. So we're gonna hit the bump switch. We're gonna start the right and left motor at the same time. Hit the bump switch again. It will go in reverse for 3.5 seconds, and then it will stop. Fix formatting. Save it. Compile it. and download to robot. All right, let's try. Start. Press the bump switch. So it's not going to change directions until I hit the bump switch again. It will turn left, okay, for 3.5 seconds, and then it will stop. And there you go. And that is A124 part 2. Okay. And so now we're on we're on step 19. Okay. Um, so let's try step 19. So let's go ahead and file, save as. I believe this is part 3. Okay. And let's delete these right here. Let's delete the pseudocode. And let's go delete this one, part 3. Check what part 3 is about. Okay, so using a potentiometer. All right, let's go ahead and do this, part 3. Let's copy this. You don't know where to get this natural language special. It's at the LED until you're gonna get it here until potentiometer greater than, and then you have your LEDs and stop motors, and that's it. Okay. All right. So it's a pseudocode for this. To make this video shorter, I was just gonna say make sure you have the pseudocode for this. I believe this is for part 3, step 19. So I'm not sure. Yeah, this is what you need. Well, not for this one. I believe step 19 is this one right here. So this one is just to give you an example, but we're gonna modify that so that we can do step 19. Okay. But let's try this one first. So you don't have to write the pseudocode for this particular step, but for step 19 you do. Okay. Let's change the title, potentiometer. Use the potentiometer. Okay, check your spelling to turn on the motor. Okay, pseudocode for this step, you don't need to. Let's try what this one looks like. Okay, I'm going to save that, fix formatting, compile it, download it. All right. Okay, we're gonna press start. Oh, before we begin, we have to make sure that the potentiometer is less than 2048. So using this potentiometer, let's adjust that this number is less than 2048. Because what will happen when this number goes over 2048, then the LED will turn off, then the motors will turn on, and then stop after 3.5 seconds. Okay, so we're going to turn the potentiometer. Right now it's at 142. So we're going to click start. Okay, nothing's going to happen because the potentiometer is not greater than 2048. So I'm going to move the potentiometer. If you look at my picture here, my video, it's going to reach 2048. Is the LED should be on right now, right? And then it will turn off and it will turn on the motor. Watch. There you go. Okay. So what we just did, we used the potentiometer to control the LED and also to start the motor. Okay. All right. So now let's look at step 19. Close this. We're going to copy this. This will be our pseudocode. Okay, 2048. All right, we're still using turn on the green LED until the potentiometer is a value greater than 2048. Then turn off the LED. So it's almost the same. Turn on the left motor half power until the potentiometer is a value. Okay, so now instead of doing a wait for 3.5 seconds, we are going to use the potentiometer so that it was less than 2048. It will turn off the LED, turn off the left motor. So we can go to natural language, um, until less than, and then this time when it's less than 2048, it's going to turn off the left motor. Okay, and remember, before I check your work, before you show me this work to receive credit, make sure you have comments for each of these lines. Okay, actually not there. This one right here. Okay, so you have to have a comment for each of these before I can give you credit. All right, so let's try this one. We're gonna save this one. We're gonna fix the format. Actually, you should fix format and then save. Compile it, and then download it. So we got to make sure that this is less than 2048, the potentiometer. So we're gonna make sure that right now it's at 2080 something. So let's bring it down. Okay, just a little bit. I'm gonna click start. Nothing's gonna happen. I'm gonna move the potentiometer from 1500, 1007, 1900, 2048. Oops, nothing turned on. So let's see. Oh, there you go. I didn't press start, I believe. Okay, I'm gonna press start. I probably did not press start. Oh, so it's skipping. Um, so let's see. If it skips like that for some reason, um, what we can do is we can put a wait time. So let's try that. There's a tendency for the code to skip for some reason. Um, we're gonna put natural language wait time. Sometimes we just need to put a wait time of 0.5 seconds, and that is enough. Okay, 0.5. Oh, let's try this. Fix formatting, save, and then download. Okay, keep it less than 2048. There you go. I guess it skips a code for some reason, so we have to put that wait time. And so if I bring this down to less than 2048, it should stop. Okay? All right. Now, that concludes part one of activity 124. So this video should have covered only step 8, step 13, and step 19. And on the next video, you'll have the rest. Okay? All right. So thank you and good luck.